My teachings are based on my experiences, my raw, candid, authentic truth. Anyone can learn from what I've learned. This is me, my story, my methods, my healing, my overcoming. Thank you for stopping by.
What is knowledge without self-control? What is power without self-control? What is being without self-control? The reason why I present those questions is because a lot of times we look at history, we look at today's current condition, we say, oh, this person was so successful, or they had so much talent or so much ability, but yet they still did not succeed. They still did not end up at their desired outcome. And why is that? It's because you can have all the talent in the world, but if you lack self-control, which is the ability to control your outcomes, it's the ability to control your emotions, it's the ability to control everything and every decision you make. The greatest part about the human experience is that we have free will. If we want to do something, we can do it. If we don't want to do something, we can do it. But what is having self-control and making that decision? Knowing that the consequence we make is going to be equivalent to the action. If I say, okay, I'm going to go to work, I know the consequence of going to work. However many hours I work is however much money I make. My consequence is going to be equivalent to the action that I put out there. So whether it's good or bad, we have the ability and the power to decide, yes, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, or no, I'm not. And so when we begin to act out of emotion, or we begin to act in the moment, and we don't consider what we have to gain or what we have to lose when we're making a decision, then guess what? We might end up with something that we don't want. We might not get our desired outcome. So for those of us who are saying, I'm trying, I'm doing my best, but I'm still not getting everything that I desire, I'm still not where I want to be, check your self-control. Are you controlling yourself enough not to waste time on social media? Are you controlling yourself enough not to waste time gossiping on the phone? Are you controlling yourself enough to say, hey, I want this thing. I live in a time where we have so much information, so many analysis, so much knowledge, so many resources right at the tip of our fingertips. We have our phones. We have this extra time that we waste doing things that are not adding to our lives. I can take that desire and say, you know what, let me begin to research. Let me begin to find out. Let me begin, if I'm talking, let me talk enough to ask the questions that I need to ask to get where it is that I'm trying to go. That is self-control. A lot of times why you don't have the relationship that you want, why you don't have the connection with people that you want is a lot of times it's our lack of self-control. Either we allow things to happen that are not beneficial to us. We don't know when to say no. We don't know when to say yes. We're not doing things that are beneficial to the situation, or we're allowing situations to happen that are not beneficial to us. But that still goes back to self-control, because guess what? You have the ability to choose who you allow in your life. You teach people how to treat you. If there's somebody who comes in and they brighten up your life and they add to your energy and they make you better, you have the right and the opportunity to say yes to that. But if that person comes in your life and they dim your light, they drain your energy, they make you feel depressed, they got you toxic and got you all over the place, you also have the right and the opportunity to say no to that. And so all it takes is a moment of evaluation. When you're in a situation, figure out, what is my desired outcome in life? In this moment, how do I want to feel? What do I want to be? Where am I headed? How do I want to be? Who do I want to be? Where do I want to be? When you begin to ask yourself and self-evaluate, then you realize, you know what? Okay, yes, maybe this thing is going to get me to where I want to be. Or maybe the answer might be no. And if the answer is no, we have to be so self-loving to say, you know what? I love myself so much. I love where I'm trying to go. I love this person who I'm becoming so much that no distraction is going to get me off course. No setback is going to get me off course. No person, no relationship, no energy. Nothing is going to get me off course. I'm going to make sure that I make decisions solely based on my desired outcome, solely based on who I desire to become, which is always supposed to be the best, better, most high version of yourself. So a lot of times, if you're questioning, well, I've seen people do this, why they're not getting where they want to be, because they haven't evaluated, okay, I've gotten this gift. It's okay. It's easy to get the blessing. God will bless. But it takes discipline and wisdom to keep and multiply that thing that you want. And also, I think every time I have this conversation, I think about Solomon. Solomon was the most wise, most richest man in the world. He asked God, God gave him the opportunity to ask for just one thing, and he said, you know what, I want wisdom. He said, well, you can have anything you want. What do you want? Solomon wanted wisdom to lead the people of God. And so God not only gave him wisdom and knowledge, but he gave him material abundance as well. But why did Solomon lose? Because he lacked the self-control. He gave into his internal desires. He gave into his lust. And so a lot of times we allow our desires, our emotions to make the decision for us for that very moment. And guess what? It's not going to serve us in the end to get us where we want to go. It's not going to serve us in the end to keep us where we want to be. A lot of times you start giving into desires and you go backwards. For instance, you could be on a diet. You begin to say, oh, I just really want some cake. And then you begin to eat cake every day. Now you're going backwards in your journey. Now you're gaining weight versus losing weight. It could be something so small or something very detrimental, something that might be impacting your health. Whatever that thing is, we have to say, okay, what's my desired weight goal? What's my desired health goal? What's my desired financial goal? What's my desired spiritual goal? What's my desired goal in a relationship? Are the things that I'm doing today going to add to me getting and hitting and meeting and surpassing that goal? If you desire to surpass that goal, you can have it. You can obtain anything on this planet that you desire, but you have to practice the self-control of saying, you know what, I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to get in no matter what mode. I'm going to sacrifice where I have to sacrifice. I'm going to stay up late. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get what I want. But I'm also going to have self-control. When I get a blessing, you might play the numbers. You might get some money. Okay, Lord, allow me to be a good steward over this money and not spend frivolously, but show me how to save. Show me how to invest. Show me how to multiply whatever gift that you've given me. These things, if you're not doing it now, you can simply pray and ask God to help you. It could be your temper. It could be your attitude, whatever it is that you want to increase in. You can ask God to help you increase your self-control in that area, to help you to focus, to help you to do whatever it's going to take to become better in the things you want to become better in, to have the things that you want to have. Today's message is, what is power? What is knowledge? What is having without self-control?
Want to read about my transformation journey and find out how you too can overcome any obstacle? Visit Amazon right now to purchase my book, What is Too Much? How to Do Too Much the Right Way.